Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ken 50 has spent this year settling into his role as sole host of Jeopardy after co-host mayim bialik was let go. Now he faces a fresh challenge as Ryan 49 takes over from legendary Wheel of Fortune host Pat Sajak and a Sony television. Insider says it could get ugly for Ken if Jeopardy's numbers start to dip compared to the studio's other beloved gang show, the source said. For decades, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy have been very evenly matched when it comes to ratings and popularity, but they actually draw two different audiences. The US Jeopardy fans typically come from bigger cities, while Wheel pulls more from Middle America. Now that both shows are going into this fall with their new hosts in place, that equilibrium is poised to be disrupted, and at Sony television you can feel the excitement as Ryan settles in and starts getting his first episodes as host. He's bringing a sense of youth and urgency to the job that is a lot harder to pull off than it looks, and Wheel is bound to get a bump in the numbers once his episodes start running in September. My advice to Ken is that just because mayim is out of the picture doesn't mean he shouldn't watch his back. The source added that there is one pitfall Ken must avoid above all else. Taking the Jeopardy audience for granted is the worst possible thing he could do right now, with Ryan poised to reinvent the Wheel franchise with his top 40 radio sensibility and unflappable optimism. The insider claimed in most media markets these shows run back to back, and Ken needs to make sure he doesn't suffer from the contrast with Ryan. It's a tricky situation because their personalities are so radically different from one another. Ken and mayim were announced as Jeopardy co-hosts in July 2022, succeeding Alex Trebek. It came after Alex's death from pancreatic cancer in November 2020. After featuring a series of guest hosts, it was announced that producer Mike Richards and actress mayim would be taking over as co-hosts. But Richards was forced to resign in August 2021 after sexist comments online. Reservist Ken stepped in to split hosting duties with mayim, but took over as the permanent host for season 40 of the show. Meanwhile, longtime American Idol host Ryan is taking over from Pat, 77, after he retired last month. Announcing his new gig in June last year, Ryan said, "I'm truly humbled to be stepping into the footsteps of the legendary Pat Sajak." In March, Ken was seen playfully joking about hosting Wheel himself in a clip posted on Instagram. Ken responded to a fan who asked, "What's it like hosting a show that you know all the answers to?" Ken laughed and added, "It hasn't happened yet. I don't know, like, maybe they'll let me do Wheel someday." Some fans took it as a dig at Ryan, with one posting on social media, "Not him coming for Ryan's job before he even starts." But the US Sun source said, "I don't think Sony will let this turn into a more intense rivalry. The bottom line is that it's all about the ratings for both shows. There's no other measure of success. Currently has no long-term contract with the show." A source previously claimed to the US Sunken has made it known to Hups that he's in it for the long haul. The source claimed Jeopardy is Ken's religion. He lives it and he breathes it, and despite all the outside pressures, he's not going to mess this up. He's proud to have worked his way into this position and believes he has what it takes to make it last for decades to come. Of course, he acknowledges that nobody could ever fill the shoes of Al Treek, an icon and someone Ken himself looked up to as a personal hero. The source continued, "What he really wants more than anything is to stick around and make this position work for the long run, and if that means making less money to ensure his longevity, you can bet your life he be game." This isn't all about the money, they added. It's a way of life for Ken, and then some. He's in it for the long run and to secure his status in the show's history. Ken made $25 million from his record 74-game run as a contestant, $43 million including tournaments.